There is a level of life that all of us are most commonly aware of. It's the level of the circumstances of our life. And oftentimes we refer to this as my life. Sometimes we'll say, this is my life, and you want to describe it. Or someone may ask, or you may ask of someone else, how is your life going? And usually at that level, what we are referring to, what we're asking, what we're seeing, are the circumstances of our life. And sometimes those circumstances feel very good to us. You know, we have a house, we have a job, we have a family, we have money in the bank, our health is good, and we say that life is good. And it's easy for us then to have a sense of thankfulness. But then there are also times when life at that level seems to fall apart. We lose a job, we go bankrupt, a marriage falls apart, a child goes to jail, whatever it may be. But the circumstances then do not feel so good. So it's easy for us to be thankful at that level of life when things feel good to us. And when we gather on a Thanksgiving day around the Thanksgiving table at home, oftentimes that's what comes to our mind, what we're thankful for, these kinds of good circumstances, so to speak. But there is a much, much deeper level to our life as a Christian. And it is looking below and beyond the circumstances that are here on the surface and that always change. They're never staying the same. But there's a deeper level that we look to and that we want to take our awareness to as a Christian. And that's a level that is beyond all of that. It's a level that exists deep within our very soul. It's where we have that oneness of communion with Christ. And that is a relationship, that is a reality that surpasses any changing circumstances, because that presence, that communion is always there, always abiding in us. And when we can get to that level, when we can take our awareness more deeply inside of ourselves, then we can have a different sense of thanksgiving. It's a sense that is always in us, no matter what the circumstances may be. And it's at that level that we really come today and we gather in church around the holy table to share this banquet of Christ, which nourishes us and feeds us at that level. The very interpretation of the word, the Eucharist, is thanksgiving. So while we can be thankful on the surface for many things that always come and go, ultimately it is vital that we take our awareness, our very sense of presence, into that much, much deeper level. And that we see there Christ, who is indwelling us and who comes in this banquet of his body and blood to nourish us and to feed us into eternity. And when we can see that, when we can truly realize that presence, when we can truly come at this moment and see that in fact all these circumstances on the surface change, but this one presence is with me always. This precious presence of our Lord. And when we can see that, we really then do understand, we really comprehend the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. And when we can taste of that nourishment and realize that that very mystical presence fills our entire soul, feeds us body and soul, then at that level, no matter what happens, we always have that consolation. We always have that awareness of that reality of love, compassion, and mercy that constantly embraces us. And when we can know that, we truly live with a sense of joy, and we truly live with a heart that is eternally thankful.